Good morning, YouTube community. This is Trish Pickard again. Today we're going to do an absence of color, i.e. tie-dyeing with bleach. So what we're going to do is going to take a plain old black shirt just like this one. We're going to tie her up, all kind of different designs, and just tie her up. I've got one started right here, and I was going to finish it so you could see how it got to this, okay? It looks like this. But I'm going to take a couple breaks here and there so you can see what I'm doing down the road. But it's all going to be on one video this time instead of cutting you and piecing you together and trying to figure y'all out. So this one might be a little bit long, but we're going to get through it, okay? So let's get back to this. So what I've done is I've just kind of been like twisting and turning as if you're doing a braid or a twist or whatever. And then taking just an old pack of rubber bands. You can get them at the dollar store. You can get them at the Walmart. You can get them pretty much anywhere. And then just start tying them on. Okay? So we're going to tie these on. So I wonder how y'all's day's been going on. I know you guys probably hear my birds around over there because I'm outside today. It was a pretty nice morning, so I figured, well, might as well do this outside. And I don't like doing bleach in the house because it gets too much everywhere. So I really don't like using the bleach in the house unless I'm trying to clean something with some bleach. You know what I mean? So you're going to hear my birds. They just love attention. And they think they're getting talked to. Even though I'm talking to y'all, they think I'm talking to them. So just we'll let them believe that I'm talking to them. Okay? Shh, don't tell nobody. They don't need to know that I'm not having a conversation with them. They know they're loved. They're spoiled. But they don't need every bit of attention. Okay? I hope you guys are doing great, because I've actually had a pretty good morning this morning. I just took my little time getting ready this morning and getting my day started and everything. So I'm still drinking my coffee. And I'm not a Taurus, so if occasionally you see a little Taurus or you see where it says Taurus, I'm not a Taurus. That's my husband, okay? I just use this coffee cup occasionally, so that's why I'm trying to cover it so people don't think I'm a Taurus. I know a lot of Tauruses, but I'm not one of them, okay? And then when you get happy where you are with your rubber bands, okay? There's a couple more I want to kind of get on here. Hold them together just a little bit better. Okay? And it takes a little bit of fiddling around with these little rubber bands, because once they start getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, they don't want to go on too well. So I think I'm going to leave this one now because, like I said, my hands don't do too well after a while of fiddling around with little things, and I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't always agree with me about fooling with little things. So I don't know. So when my fingers can't take the pain anymore from fiddling around with them, that's usually when I stop, okay? So this one kind of looks a little crazy. And this one just looks like a little ball, okay? We're not going to know how either one of these are going to come out, but we'll get started now that we've gotten that far. When you're working with bleach, which is the absence of color, because we're not putting any color on these because they're black, okay? We're taking away the color. You know how when you spill black or spell bleach on any of your clothes. They turn this weird rusty looking color. Well, it's not going to look like rust when it's done. Especially the longer you leave it on, the more of a dramatic look you're going to get with whatever way you tie it. So there's no right way or wrong way about this. And what I do is I usually take about 1/3 of a cup of bleach to 2 cups of water for 2 shirts, okay? But that's only because of the fact that, for one, I don't want to burn the clothing. I just want to tie-dye it, okay? So I don't want to burn it out. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, overdoing it, I think. So I got 2 cups of water sitting there, and then I got some bleach. And there is one little trick that I do that's different than most people that do tie-dye. And this is just something that I do, okay? But we'll get there, okay? I don't want to give all my little tips and tricks out before I get there, okay? Because then you stop watching me. We don't want that to happen. That coffee is pretty doggone good this morning. Delicious. Okay, we're going to get some gloves going because, like I said, I really don't like touching on this bleach too much. Okay? And what I do, so that I don't have to spend a lot of money for squirt bottles and things like that, I just use old containers that are little, so I can do little spots at a time. Is anything that's a small container that has the spout on it, rinse it out. Wash it out with some soap and water. Keep it, put it with your crafting supplies. Don't buy stuff that you don't need, okay? Don't do that. Saves your money. Save your money on some stuff that you might actually enjoy or that you need, you know? There's no reason to waste money when you don't have to be spending money you don't have to. You know what I mean? We really don't like doing that. But that last video I did on that diamond art and puff paint, it's coming out real good. I have to wait to do a little short on it because I ran out of the yellow, the gold. Yellow or gold or whatever color you want to call it. Well, I ran it out. So now I'm going to have to wait till I open another one of my paintings, one of my diamond arts that have yellow in it again to finish it off. So it'll be down the road a little bit, but it's coming. I haven't forgotten about you guys, so hold on. Hold on. I haven't forgotten about you. Okay, so let me pay attention to what I'm doing so I don't overdo this bleach, because, whoo, that would be a bad thing. Okay. So there's the bleach. Put the cap on real nice and tight. Okay. And then get this shirt out of the way that I'm not tie-dyeing. I just wanted to show you what it looked like prior to me tying it all up. Okay. And then here's the other ones that are just regular old water. You can use tap water, bottled water, distilled water. It don't matter. You can use it out of the creek if you want. I don't care what kind of water you use. A lot of people insist that bottled water is the best. I don't think that that's the case, okay? I used to do it out of the hose. When I was teaching my kids how to do that, that's what we did it out of, was the hose. We'd be standing out in the yard all day long with the hose. Okay? So, who says that there's a right way or a wrong way to do this? Or what can be used and what can't be used? Like, really? Okay? So, let's get that shirt out of the way. And what I'm going to do, and like I said, I'm going to transfer this into here, but I'm going to do it over here so that it's not near that black shirt, because that black shirt is not getting touched. Okay? So what we're going to do is move it on over here. It might be out of frame for just a few seconds, but I'll have to slowly pour it. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to you, but I got to pay attention because I don't have my eyes on. So I got to be able to see what I'm doing. I know, gorgeous babies. You guys are just so interested in what I'm doing too. I know. You guys are just so interested in what I'm doing. And then put the little lid on here. Make sure it's all nice and tight. Put that other glove on, because, you know, we're not trying to get... The shirt I'm wearing already has bleach on it, so that's why I didn't mind wearing it, because it's already got bleach in my pants. My sweats have bleach on it already, too, so... These are my bleaching clothes, because when I bleach whites or when I bleach out the tub or anything, I like to make sure that I wear something that's pretty ruined up already by now, okay? So let's get to this part of it, the fun part of it, okay? Here we go. Move that one over. And then this one, you just go in the middle and you squeeze a little bit. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then you go to another section, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't let it get too drippy, drippy, drippy there, okay? But I'll kind of hold it up so you can see what I'm doing. See, once it starts pulling at the top, let go. Just squeeze it just enough for it to pull at the top, okay? And then move it to another section, let it pull. It's going to get a little bit drippy, but it's okay. There's no, like I said, there's no right way, wrong way, politically correct. I don't know. I don't deal with politics, so I don't know about these things. You know, there's no right ways or wrong ways about nothing. I just do what feels good to me. Then I flip her over and I get in the nooks and little crannies of each of these little spots. And then when I start getting the edges, then you got to kind of squeeze a little bit in there. I mean, it's probably going to get a little bit messy, okay? Because I think I may have tightened this one just a wee bit too tight, okay? So we'll find out together because, like I said, we're going to do this whole one together, but it's going to be a little bit because we got to wait the processing time and all that stuff. So but see how it kind of just drips off there? That's okay too. Some people will tell you to wet the whole thing. I don't particularly care for that way about doing it, but there's no right way or wrong way about doing it. I just don't particularly care for it. I prefer having more control. And of course, when you're doing it with color, then you see where the color's going. With the bleach, you kind of don't. So everything's a mystery, which everybody loves to get mystery packages and mystery items and everything else. So this will also be a mystery for you and I. Because like I said, when I do these, I tie them all different ways so that no two of them come out exactly the same. So that every person that does them or wants one made by me, you can contact me through here to ask me to make one. I can put anything on them, whatever you want, do whatever you want, or you can go to my eBay page. It's the same as my YouTube channel page. And if you like what you're seeing, just subscribe, sweeties. We're not, if you're not liking what you're seeing, please let me know so I can try to tap into what you like. Because I do a lot of different crafts and I do a lot of different stuff. So if you don't like something or you want to see me do something else, let me know. I will be happy to try it if I hadn't tried it yet. The only thing I haven't tried, like I said, is regular painting. because I'm really, really scared of regular painting of portraits and things like that. Like I've done a landscaping, but that was kind of like a ha-ha joke. It wasn't really nothing serious. So that was something I did, you know, as a joke. I didn't do it with, you know, serious intent. I did anything and everything in high school to avoid that art class because I didn't really care for it all that much. So I think I'm going to let this one sit for a few minutes to get it started to see where it's going to go from there. Oop, we'll set that on there because the wind's starting to get gussying up there a little bit. Let's get a little sip of coffee here. Love me some coffee, especially in the morning. And then this one, same way. See how it wants to try to pull out? We don't really care for that. That's why I don't like to make them real super, super tight because they want to, the bleach wants to run away. I don't like it doing that. Really don't. Really, really, I don't like it very much. I would rather it stay where I put it. But it has a mind of its own, I guess. You know, that's why it likes to get on your clothes when you're doing laundry or you're cleaning up or whatever. Especially when you're wearing a really nice shirt and you just need to clean a little spot on something. You know, and you're like, oh, goodness, I got to get this up for some guests get here, you know. And you're like, I could get it up without getting on my clothes. Bam, gets on your clothes, and then you're like, oh, now I got to go change my shirt before my guests get here, you know. That's not very fun. And believe you me, I've done it a time or two. Or I've thought that I could get away with cleaning something. And I didn't even think about the shirt that I had on. And sure enough, didn't look at the cleaner and found out there was bleach in the cleaner. Isn't that awful? I know everybody's done that once or twice. I mean, goodness. You know, because those Clorox wipes, I know that those have got bleach in them, and boy, do they can bleach up some stuff in a minute. Okay, let's get some going around here, right in here, right in there. Whoa. And what I do to take these rubber bands off, especially on bigger ones that are bunched together, is I'll take a little pair of scissors, because I have scissors from my sewing kit. I couldn't spit that out. That's like that old chewing gum that just wants to stick to the roof of your mouth. Anyway, I have some little sewing scissors that I cut a lot of those rubber bands off, but I'm really, really super careful about it because I don't want to get it on my actual fabric, because then I've got to make a repair, and I don't want to do a repair. So that's what I'm trying to avoid here, is having to do repairs. Okay, so let's see, go back to this one, see how she's doing. I'm thinking I'm liking that, but it's only been a few minutes, so it's gonna be kind of hard to tell what's really going on with her. And I didn't use a quarter of much bleach as I thought I was going to. But of course it hasn't set yet either. So anyway, I may have to do this again because, you know, it may not have taken that well in the first time. But what I do is I get saran wrap, okay? And like I said, this is a trick. You can use a grocery bag, you can use saran wrap, you can use, don't use foil though, it's not suggested to use foil. What it is just like when you go and get your hair done at the hairdresser and they put you under that heater. This is like a heat activator, okay? And then you put it in the sun and you let the heat do the drying, okay? Because you can't put this in the dryer like this, you know, so you need some way to dry this off. And if you do it naturally, it can take a real long time to do it that way. So what I do is I take a couple pieces of saran wrap, and it'll probably be about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll come and tie all these and see how they're coming out. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a mystery to you and me, like I said. So we'll see this together and how this is coming out together. But I like when I do stuff like this together with you because, you know, we both learn stuff and see how little or how much, because normally that's the amount that I use. So that's what I think is a little bit strange. This time it barely used a cup. So I think that's a little strange this time that it only took me a cup. So like I said, if I have to do it again, like if I have to add more color to it, then I'll add more color to it. But if I don't, and I like the way that the end result is, then I'm just going to leave it. I'm not gonna, whatever is meant to be, okay? There's no right way, wrong way. It's whatever you're happy with. If you like it, that's all that matters, okay? Because who's to tell you that you're right or I'm right about this, you know? Nobody can tell you that. You have to be happy with it, and I have to be happy with it. But, you know, there's a lot of times I'm a little critical about myself and my craft because I do get a little dissatisfied with some of the stuff that I do. I can honestly say that. I'm truthful about it, you know. I'm real harsh on myself about it, but then I have a lot of mistakes that I have made that if I didn't point them out to you, you'd never know it was a mistake. But we're not going to do that. Shh. I'm not going to tell you where I made the mistakes at because, you know, there's no need to. I mean, we can if you want, but why do that? Okay? So for now, let me get these gloves off. Give me 1 second. Okay? But I'm not going to throw this bleach out or my bottle because, like I said, I don't know if I'm pleased with the way that these are coming out. But it's going to be about 20 minutes like this of sitting here like this, drying out. Okay? So I don't want to hold you up, but I will be right back with you. I'm just going to pause you for the time while we're waiting for these for the 20 minutes, and then we'll come right back and finish these up, take all the rubber bands off, and get a pot and rinse them off, and then you'll see what they look like. But of course, I'll have to wash and dry them. So the washing and drying, whatever they look like when they come out of the rubber bands is pretty much what they look like when they come out of the washer and dryer, because it doesn't really change the bleeding. The washing and drying holds the color in place. But right now, because there is no color, it's going to hold the bleach in place. Okay, that's all it's going to do. So it's stopping the whole process of everything. So, oh, let me get these gloves off. I keep forgetting. I'm just a yakking away here. Goodness. Okay, there. That's it with these gloves. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to pause you for now. I'll be back in about 20 minutes because I got to let these sit for 20 minutes or so. And then when I come back, we'll come back together and we'll take all the rubber bands off this stuff. But like I said, I'm going to leave that stuff and I'm going to take the shirt back in, take the saran wrap back in, the whole 9 yards, everything that I don't need anymore, I'm going to take back in the house. And then we'll be back in about 20 minutes, okay? Hey, I'm back. It's been about 20 minutes or so. I got a little sidetracked picking up and cleaning up around here, so it never hurts for it to sit for just a few more minutes extra. So we're going to get started on unwrapping these and getting them all. Thank goodness I only get these at the dollar store. We're going to get to unwrapping these and see what they look like. And I got a pot of water right down here. You might not be able to see that water, but I'll get them unwrapped and then we'll move you down a little bit and then you'll get to see what I'm doing in the water, okay? Well, they're a little bit warm. The sun did what they were supposed to do. Okay, so let's get these babies unwrapped. Ooh, it's starting to get a little windy. Uh-oh, there's one of those rubber bands already. It wanted to fly away. We definitely don't want that. Oh, yeah. See, that's why you wrap it in aluminum foil, just like when you get your hair done. You ladies out there, man, ignore that unless you get your hair permed. But I don't think you do. Or straightened. You know? Some men do. I don't know. But anyway, that's how they do it, and that's how you can get this to activate. That's why I use the saran wrap. That's all how I was taught, and that's how I learned, was to wrap it up in saran wrap. It's a really good technique and a really good way of making sure that your color takes, okay? So, there we go. Okay, so let's get to removing these rubber bands here. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. They're starting to just loosen up and taking off and taking off. Like I said, they come off a lot easier than they go on. Because eventually your fingers start getting real tired after a while of it. So it gets harder as it goes. But I understand, you know, because not everybody's finger strength is the same, you know what I mean? So it's whatever you feel you can do. If you can't, you don't think you can do this, you know, and you can always try, and just don't put the rubber bands so tight, you know. Like I said, there's no wrong way or right way of doing these things, you know. Do what works for you. And we're not going to really know the full extent of the bleaching process. Oh, there was a rubber band that broke. That ain't, oh, let's get it out of that water though. I don't want it in there. Oof. These flies out here is a little bit crazy. Okay. This is what she'll be looking like right now. I may have to do her again. Okay? I'm not sure if I really like that, but that's what they look like for now. So let's put her in the water. Let's just stick her in there and let her do her soaking for a little bit and get to shirt number 2. Start taking some of these rubber bands off. Oh, this loves getting on my nerves. I'm just going to take them off. I'll probably pay the price for it later, but let's keep going. That's why I say I usually just cut these rubber bands off, because all this is just a lot of work. See, and that's why I wear shirts that I have already previously gotten dye on, because that exact example right there, it just fell on my clothes. And if I would have been just wearing any old day shirt, I would have stained that sucker right up. Okay, so let's grab one of these little ends right here. Get these scissors. Like I said, just be careful when you're using those scissors on these things, because you know, you don't want to catch the clothes themselves. Because you can do this on shorts, you can do it on sweats, you can do it on anything you want. There's no rule that says you can only do it on shirts. Okay, let's keep going, keep it going, keep it moving, keep it moving. Oh, goodness sakes. You don't realize how many rubber bands you got in something until you start taking them all out. I know, this is the time-consuming part. Goodness sakes. I may just take it a little bit faster with the scissors, even though I really don't like doing it that much. But just for time's sake, you know. Plus my fingers are getting a little bit more sore. There we go. So it's just easier to cut them off after a while. Keep it going here. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ow! I think that some people find this funny that I'm just hurting myself to death. I mean, granted, you know, some people find it funny when they see other people in pain. I'm not one of those folks. But man, does that hurt. Oh. It reminds me of back in school when they used to fling rubber bands across class. Whew. That was awful. I was glad when they were over that. That was the worst experience of school. It was all that rough housing, and you're there to learn. You're not there to rough house and mess around and all that. And everybody made it a big old game and laughed about it and made it humorous. It isn't humorous, it's a place to learn. Okay, I'm gonna have to take the rubber bit. Oh, nope. See, when I threatened to take the scissors to it, it didn't want to come out. But it wasn't wanting to come out for me. See, all you gotta do is remind it who the Boston project is, you know, because sometimes it wants to have a mind of its own. So you just remind it occasionally that you're in charge of this project, not it. And it'll go by a lot smoother when that happens. I got a little bitty friend out here flying around acting like he just wants to rule things in this roost, and I'm just not having it today with this little bitty fly out here. He just wants to drive me a little bit crazy. Yeah, I guess that means it don't want to be cut. It wants to be pickled and played with. Okay, I got her. Oh, she wound up breaking anyway. Okay. Oh, I like that one a lot better. Yeah, see, that one came out a lot better. Oh, I forgot, you know, a couple of them in here in the bag. That's why I double check everything, all in the front and the back and everything. Because, you know, you never know. Okay. Let's see how she comes out. There's that one. I really like that one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Okay. Let's rinse her off. Okay. Before we do that, let's lower you down a little bit so you can see what's going on here. And I'll move things around because most likely I'll use this to Okay, there's the bucket. Well, it's actually one of my pots that I don't use as frequently as I used to. So what I do is I rinse it out real good, and squeeze her up, and squeeze her up, and squeeze her up. Wring her out a couple of times though. See, that's why a lot of people do it differently. They'll pre-wet it so they know exactly where it's going and where it's not going. But I like it to be a surprise. So that's why I don't pre-wet it. But this one, I'm on the fence about this one. I may have to go in and do some more work on her, but we won't know yet until she's completely washed and dried and everything. So there's that. So what I'll do is I'll wash and I'll dry them. Then I'll bring you back in so you can see the finished product of them. So, because right now you can barely tell what's been done and what hasn't been done on them. And they're a little bit, because they're black, they're a little bit harder to see. So for now, I'm not gonna let you go quite yet, but I'll get back with you, okay? So we're not saying goodbye yet, so don't think we're going away. Remember, I told you I was going to take you on this full journey with me. So for now, hold on and I'll be right back with you. Hey everybody, remember I told you I'd come back after I washed and dried it all. Remember, this is the absence of color. It's bleach. Bleaching of tie-dye. So I'm going to show you what they look like now that they're all completely done. This is the one that was all crazily wrapped up and everything. And then the one that was in a ball, this is what it looks like. So anyway, I hope you try it at least once. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. But anyway, I hope you will give it a try. So for now, remember, if you have nothing nice to say about somebody or something, don't say anything at all. Catch you on the next one. Bye.